spring, we talked about different ways of starting your vegetable garden. Well, we always recommend waiting till mid-April before you go out and plant your warm season crops. And we're at that favorite time of year when we can now go out in the garden and plant freely. It looks like the forecast is going to be okay, and we're not going to have any late freezes at this point in time. Who knows? It can change in a moment here in Oklahoma. But as of today, we are going to go ahead and do some direct sowing of some vegetables. And we mentioned earlier that if you're doing transplants, that's kind of a great way to get instant gratification. But if there is one plant to start from seed, I would highly recommend that you start zucchini and squash from seed in the garden. So for the price of what one transplant might cost, you can easily get a packet of seeds that have several seeds in there. And it'll be enough to not only plant your garden this season, but also to go ahead and plant a fall garden later on in the summertime, or maybe even save the seeds for next year. So you can see we've got our bed prepped here. What we've done is we've taken this garden that we've grown different things in over the years, and we kind of transform the soil a little bit so that we have mounds here. We actually have 12 different mounds. So we have 3 mounds that we're going to plant 4 different varieties, 2 yellow squash, and then 2 rows of zucchini in this bed here. Now we're going to plant the seeds in mounds simply because it'll elevate the plant a little bit and allow that irrigation to almost sort of create a flooding effect around the root zone as they continue to grow deeper. So when you're planting these seeds, they're pretty simple. It's really not too much to it. The nice thing about squash seeds is that they actually are large seeds. If you think about if you've ever eaten squash, you can see the seeds in there. So that's how big they are. They're about 1/2 centimeter in length. And so you're just going to make a little bit of a hole and plant a couple of seeds in the mound there. You can do a couple of in each hole if you wanted to. You could do 2 in the center. I've just got 3 here that I'm going to plant in this mound. And we might come back actually and prune some of those out if it gets too large and they're all successful. But we're going to go ahead and do that, and we'll just repeat this process over. Because the seeds are very small, you're only going to go about 1 inch deep in the ground. And we are going to make sure to water them in to ensure that we have good soil contact with that seed. And as those seeds germinate, that's the most sensitive time to make sure that you are irrigating them well, because they don't have very many roots established, so they can dry out rather easily. So especially on those spring days where we can really get some high temperatures, make sure that you are regularly checking your seeds that will be germinating soon.
We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.